This tutorial is going to demonstrate how to create a backup and how to create a copy of your My Data Diary Plus database. The simplest way to create a backup is to actually close the tool. You will be prompted each time you close the tool to create a backup of your database. In this case, we have specified the backup location on the C drive in an MDD backup folder. You can modify that location by navigating somewhere else in your PC or Mac. I'm comfortable with this location, so confirming that's the location I wish to save my backup, I close and create a backup. If I now navigate to the C drive and the MDD backup folder, you will see that 3 backup files have been created with today's date: the standard database, the document database, and a text file. Each time you back up your My Data Diary tool, it will create a 3-file backup. We're now going to reopen the My Data Diary solution. I'm going to enter the password. And I'm going to show you how to create a backup of the database without closing the tool. In Printing and Sharing, there is a section called Database Backup. Create Backup Database and File Recovery. You enter the file name My Data Diary. You could actually change that, and we'll call this Sample My Data Diary. This is the family sample My Data Diary, and we're going to create a backup database. It's going to ask me where I want to put that database, and I'm going to put it in the same location on my C drive in the MDD backup folder. I'm going to select that folder. It's going to confirm that a backup has been created. I'm now going to navigate to that folder, C drive, MDD backup, and you can see that it has now created 3 files called Sample My Data Diary. This is a way to customize your naming of your file. These are exactly the same backup. One I created automatically when I closed the tool. The other one I had an opportunity to customize my name, and I created without closing the tool from the database backup page on the Printing and Sharing section. You can create a read-only version of your database if you want to provide a copy of your database to someone else in a read-only form. In this case, I will enter sample so that it will be the sample family My Data Diary read-only. I will establish the password I want them to use to open it, confirm I've entered it correctly, and create that read-only database. I'm going to put it in the same location and select that folder, confirm that it is complete. And now, when I come to the C drive MDD backup, I see the read-only database and I see the full database with the password recovery files. The read-only database does not have the password recovery file because it is a read-only document. We just created 3 different backup copies of the same database. This first 3 files were created when I closed the tool, and they created an automatic backup copy. I created the next 3 files when I created a database backup from the Printing and Sharing section database backup page inside of the tool. And I created the following 2 when I created a read-only backup section. You can see that they are all date and time stamped, so you can select the latest or the earliest, whatever you need, and manage your backups by deleting the oldest when you no longer need them. So now that you have created these backups, what do you do with them? I'm going to close the tool and show you what you can do with them. If I open a File Explorer, My Data Diary Plus is the database I've been working in. And My Data Diary Plus Smith is my sister's database. And I now want to add the sample family database to the Smith database folder. I'm going to go to where I saved those backup files, the C drive, and I'm going to select the 3 sample family, the ones that I've named as sample family, the database, the document database, and the recovery file, the 3 files I need. I'm going to copy those by right-clicking and copying, and I'm going to put those into my sister's data folder where she has her 3 files for the Smith family. I'm going to paste my 3 files for the sample family. I have just made a copy of my database onto my sister's USB drive where she has her My Data Diary tool. Now, from my sister's data diary tool, I can open my data diary. And it is now going to give me an opportunity to select a database. It will automatically default to select the Smith database, but I'm going to select the sample database and enter the sample family password. And it will now open the database I just copied with Jim Samples information. You can see that it is a data enterable version of the My Data Diary Plus tool for the sample family. I'm going to close with no backup because I made no changes. And now I'm going to go back to the backup file. And I have a read-only copy, which does not have a password recovery file because it is read-only. So if I go into this read-only file and I copy these 2 files onto the USB drive for my sister into the data folder, Smith folder, and I paste those there. Now, when I go to open my data diary, it will give me the option to open 3 databases. I'm going to open the read-only version, enter the password I created for the read-only version, and log in. And now you will see that it creates a version that is not editable. The only benefit of this when you're sharing with your care companions is so that they won't be able to change something accidentally or try to update something and use this as a master file. I can close this and it will ask me if I want to make a backup, and I don't, as I didn't change anything. The number of databases you put on your USB drive is limited only by the space on your USB drive. You can have 9, 10, 11 different databases of different family members if you are care companions. And once you have multiple databases on your drive, the only thing you need to make sure is that they each have a different name, a family name or a different designation, so you know which database is for which family. And to open the database, you simply launch the tool and select the database you wish to open. I'm going to select the fully functional sample, My Data Diary, enter the password, and log in. Please remember that you must designate one version to be the master version for your family. Even if you make a copy onto someone else's My Data Diary tool, any changes they make on their copy will not be synced with those on your master copy. So just make sure you know which version you're going to use as the master, where you will make updates, and which version has been provided to a care companion as a copy. In the event that you lose your My Data Diary device or it becomes corrupted, you can purchase another copy of the software Copy your backup database into the data folder on the new copy of the software and open your database with no problem. With these backup and copy features available from My Data Diary Plus, you and your care companions can be assured that you have the data, information, and documents you need to manage the business of life.